For 40 years now, Sunday Morning has been a sort of art gallery on TV. Martha Teichner joins us now with what you could call a self-portrait. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Jane. Beauty, they say, is in the eye of the beholder. And when it comes to art, we've beheld much of the best.
I like to think that the paintings are at least as alive as I am.
In 40 years, we've done about 1,000 art stories, depending on what you consider art.
He calls this one the Money Lisa.
Would you believe they're made out of push pins?
We've done Picasso a dozen times.
Picasso's blue period went on for what seems like a melancholy but productive 3 years.
Our very first art story
I've been, playing around with them as a group.
featured Ellsworth Kelly, stating the obvious.
Contemporary work is very difficult, to a lot of people.
Fast forward 30 years, he'd aged.
There's a window up here that shows pine trees, and blue sky. And I say, that's like Cézanne.
On Sunday Morning, we've shown you Cézanne and lots of his admirers. You could say we've gone from Pissarro to Bizarro.
This is probably my most popular piece.
Probably more people see this than they would if it was in a gallery somewhere.
But rooting through our archives, what's really striking is how many of the artists we've showcased considered America their subject. For example, Robert Indiana.
Your subject matter is essentially American.
Almost exclusively. Not only American, even more, it's autobiographical.
From East, this is Philadelphia. So is this.
Some of this city's most impressive artwork is out on the street.
To West, the Ansel Adams version.
He won extravagant praise.
The best of the work is absolutely magical.
Now Ed Ruscha's.
I felt like there was a fertile happening out there with all these gas stations, and I had to do something about it.
We've looked at our country in so many ways.
This is the South Tower.
At New York City, through Christo and Jean-Claude's gates, and Walker Evans' subway photographs. At Mary White's Vanishing South.
All of these people are living a life that I think is unique and important.
We've seen minority and women artists get famous.
Becoming an artist is not empirical, so it's not about hard work. You have to put the work in, but that doesn't mean you're going to make it.
And how's this for covering the bases?
With his over-the-top persona, Kehinde Wiley has been compared to Andy Warhol.
Ah, Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol looks a scream.
We've profiled artists influenced by Andy Warhol, artists who painted Andy Warhol, and 6 stories about Andy Warhol himself.
Warhol was one of the first artists to look at the American dream in all its facets.
It's not just going out in the world and finding something that, I think I'll do a soup can.
Donna DeSalvo curated the recent Warhol retrospective at New York's Whitney Museum of American Art.
It's really looking and thinking and understanding something about this American landscape, American consumerism. I was always surprised he never did a TV dinner, but then I thought, no.
In 1979, the year we went on the air, the Whitney did a show of Warhol portraits, back then trashed by critics.
They kind of crystallized what people always thought about, or that he just wanted money, that he just was obsessed with celebrity and fame. But what they missed, of course, was Warhol as artist and who Warhol really was.
You have just then copied a common item.
Yes.
Well, why have you bothered to do that? Why not create something new?
Because it's easier to do.
Once ridiculed for his painted-over photographs, for his silkscreen prints. Now,
I think he's an artist who really has transcended. He's not just a 20th century artist, he's a 21st century artist. He reflected something about the United States and where it was, maybe where it's going.
We hope at Sunday Morning that after 40 years, you can say the same thing about us.
Still to come,
I was on the verge of tears and beyond.
stories with heart.